Welcome to Inside Guelph. I'm your host, Trish Stevenson. Thanks for joining us on another beautiful spring day in the Royal City. A lot of us feel like our life should be captured on video. Some of us, not so much. But there's a technique to it. There's a way to get someone's story on film, and to walk us through it right now, Rebecca Robinson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm thinking more veteran when I think about capturing life stories, or maybe grandparents. And when I think about that, it feels a bit overwhelming. Do you have some tips to start off, how to get your life stories rolling?
Well, it depends how you feel most comfortable telling your story. And it can be time sensitive. Some of us have grandparents that are aging and might be faster to get them on camera. So we all have our handy cams, and we all have family members that know how to run them, and that can be one way to start. Another might be to write them out. So if you want to start small, just start with your own ancestors, because that'll get you telling someone else's story, and it might be more comfortable to you to begin that way. So you can start off with as little or as much as you like, just basically where they came from. A lot of people know the stories behind their ancestors' names, which are also can be fun. Just breaking the ice, because the most important thing is to get their history down. Too many people reach a point and they say to me when they meet me, I wish I'd have known. I should have done that for my grandma, and it happened to me. I've lost 3 grandparents, and it's hard when you realize nobody got their stories, and think about the life that they could have imparted to help us.
Well, I know with and here we're looking at some great pictures too that you can include. That's what's so great about video. With my grandparents, so there was a real ban on talking about the war. Do you have any tips on how you could start that kind of a conversation?
A ban?
Well, they didn't really openly talk about it.
Okay.
You just didn't talk about that, but there's a real juicy part of their life there that you would want to capture.
I think it's explaining that it's for the generations coming. It's a lot of people have resistance to it because they've been through it, they've said it, they've experienced it, it's over. And yeah, it's a trying circumstances that they faced. But to say what kind of perspective it can give the next generation that has absolutely no idea. Simply in doing my own personal histories with my family has given me such a sense of perspective. I might be having a bad day, and suddenly I'll think about, oh, well, my grandma raised 7 kids in a tiny house during World War II, with my grandpa working for the Dutch underground resistance, gone for weeks. I have nothing to complain about.
That's a good point. That's a good
you
point.
need to explain to people that the importance of it is for the folks that are going to hear it
And
later.
being the personal historian and the job that you do, have you come across any exciting stories in Guelph? Have you
I
learned
have,
anything?
yeah. I was interviewing one lady, and she was telling me that her grandpa was part of the building process of Church of Our Lady on the Hill, and his job, he was, I think, a young boy, his job was to run up the dirt path, basically yelling and telling everyone to get out of the way, because the team of horses had to charge up the hill with these massive stones for the church, and they couldn't stop. If they stopped, they would have a rough time getting going again.
That's how I feel in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, his job was to run ahead up and down the hill several times, and obviously he had a lot of energy to do that, but they dedicated a stained glass window in the church for her family.
Oh, that's
because
so
of that.
neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so neat. So you're saying this is something maybe we could undertake as family members.
Definitely.
But if the family member is passed, it's definitely a bit harder. I mean, I like that you could do the pictures, and you can maybe, a lot of the older generation kept diaries, so maybe you could write through that. If you don't want to do it yourself, we can contact you or another personal historian to do it for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, there is a international association. I help coordinate the Eastern Canada side of things, and there's all professional personal historians. Some do just audio, some do video, like myself, and some do book memoirs, so they'll help you write everything that you want to get out. They'll interview you over a series of sessions, and you can do it that way.
Brilliant. Thank you. That would be nice, actually, to sit down with someone who knows what they're doing, because it's breaking the ice, as you said.
Yeah.
And then once it gets going, thank you, Rebecca, for capturing memories.
Great.
I want to have you back in a year and hear more stories.
Sure.
When we get back, local students having an international impact with Tin Roof Project. We'll see you back here in a minute.